So the involvement with CCEI began when my nephew, who actually works in my company, told me about this need of this organization requiring or having the need for some computer systems for a special course in computer animation. About 3 years ago, I was invited to do a speech by the Brownsville School District for a graduating class. And my interest there was basically to start promoting computer programming from grade school. I travel to Europe and Asia on a yearly basis to conferences, and I realize everybody's talking about the potential shortage of programmers, by year 2025. So I keep thinking about where I came from, and so a little bit of my story is I'm an immigrant from Mexico. I came here and I was put in school and actually set back 2 years. So in the back of my mind, I was always kind of behind, and I had this always thrust to get ahead. I did not go to college, so I chose a trade school just because I didn't really have any resources, no guidance and stuff like that. So I ended up in a computer programming in school in Dallas. And that's where I learned how to program. From there, I went off to work for several companies in the payments industry. And eventually I was laid off, and I started my own company in 2001. So I started by myself. Right now we have 14 employees here in the US, 4 in Mexico, and 28 in Argentina. So we develop software for all kinds of industries, primarily payments and factory automation, and we have our own products. So in fact, the state of Texas, New Mexico, Wyoming, Missouri, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and Ohio buy smart cards that I use for the WIC program, which we developed, and we created and we developed. So around that industry, we've made several products, and now we're getting ready to launch a new offering to replace those smart cards. So we've had quite a bit of success, and I have realized that there's a lot of people like me here in Brownsville, and I want to tap into that talent. I would like to create a vehicle to prepare these great potential workers, programmers that could have a very successful career. In programming, it's one of the few careers that you can be successful, really successful, without actually going to college. I'm all for academics. I wish I would have been able to go to a 4-year college, but I couldn't. But I'm all for that. But at the same time, if you look at what was been happening in the U.S., post World War II, where the country was preparing workers, there was a boom and so forth. Programs in schools began to kind of apprenticeships for plumbing, electricity, and those kinds of skills, and preparing students for the workforce who weren't really apt for attending college. But I think that can be the same applied. The same thing can be applied today for programming, because back in the day, if you think about it, a new tool will come out and people will be trained on it, and that tool for manual work didn't really require a little bit of training, but people who had never seen it before really needed to have some training on it. Today, it's the same thing. That's the same thing with technology. A 5-month-old baby can mess with a phone and launch Siri. Even I've seen a 2-year-old launch Siri and began asking her questions. So that's kind of the way as society we're kind of being evolving. So programming is not something that you require a computer science degree basically to learn, and that could be taught from early ages. And in kids that come out of high school that have no future, that are doing some manual labors, can really be successful at it. So organizations like CCEI are actually willing to take that leap and are genuinely wanting people to succeed and have a successful career. And so that was one of the reasons we donated. We made this donation, and we're involved with them.